Gavin Williamson vows active response to massive threat of North Korea and new plans. New Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson has vowed that the UK will do everything we can to lessen the massive threat of North Korea, as he outlined his visions for the armed forces. Mr. Williamson, who was appointed Defence Secretary on November 2 following the resignation of Michael Fallon, announced that he will fight tooth and nail to make sure the armed services deliver a strong Britain. His comments come as experts fear the world is edging closer to the brink of war, with tensions repeatedly escalating between the US, Russia, North Korea and in the Middle East. Mr. Williamson said, "Let's be under no illusion that North Korea isn't a threat to us, they are a massive threat to us. This is a madman that cares little about human life, and we need to do everything we can to get to a situation where he becomes less of a threat to this country and the world. Maybe for far too long we've seemed a bit too timid." The Defence Secretary also pledged a tougher response on British jihadis fighting for ISIS, as he added the threats to the UK are growing greater and greater. He told The Sun, "They are going to inflict more and more harm on our country. So does that mean eliminating that threat completely? Yes, it does. Do you want some of those foreign fighters potentially in this country? Dear readers? They certainly don't, so the job isn't done." Mr. Williamson also hinted that he may reverse budget cuts to the armed force, as the Defence Secretary added that he doesn't feel found by the decisions or views of the past. Earlier this year, a retired general warned that the British armed services faced a £20 billion funding crisis which could leave the UK Defence Forces at risk. Meanwhile, a senior Royal Marine claimed that the UK Navy will be ruined by military cuts on Newsnight last month. Mr. Williamson said, "I want to make sure the armed services are going to be best able to deliver a strong Britain. We've just got to make sure they have the equipment they need to do their job. We cannot let our armed services be the victim of people who don't have the imagination or the passion or the understanding of the important and vital role that they do. Every step of the way I will be fighting for them. You have to be the one that is the loudest voice at the cabinet table, that is absolutely going to be there fighting for them and hopefully delivering for them."